Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue à Avignon, en France. Welcome to Avignon. Today is day 10, I think, of my 28 days in Avignon. It was a fun day. It was a bit of a recharge day. I made it to the market um, and got a lot more supplies. Cooked a fantastic chicken leg dinner with French root vegetables and some zucchini. And I do not have pictures of it because um, it did not look good. I burnt it pretty bad. I was multitasking and it just wasn't good. But it tasted pretty great. So maybe I should have taken a photo regardless. But yeah, my cooking lessons from yesterday did not work out. Like not in in the sense that uh, the appearance was good, which is um, part of cooking properly. So yeah, a little bit of work to do on that. And again, lesson here. If you're gonna cook, cook. If you're gonna do other things, do other things. Don't do them together. But yeah, I also learned today too that I've been asking for my baguettes wrong. I'm supposed to be asking for a traditionnel or a traditional because there's lots of types of baguettes. And usually when I say baguette, I go, they know what I mean. But I was told today, yeah, just ask for a traditional. It's like, okay, cool. Uh, and I should also mention too, when I went and talked to the chicken guy again, he, for the second time, complimented me on my French. I So it could be that my French is so good that it's worth two compliments from this dude, or he just compliments everybody's French. He is selling, chicken. Um, so, uh, but still felt good. I liked it. And then of course he proceeded to talk really, really quickly, and I didn't understand him, so I was just kind of smiling and nodding. And that might be also part of the joke that I don't quite get, but still nice. But yeah, I tried a couple of different vendors.
Okay, so for today's market haul, I went to a new vegetable stand, and for whatever reason, they look a little bit more authentic. These are all French. Well, no, these are all French vegetables, grown in France. These lemons are Italian, and this pepper is Spanish, but um, it's supposed to be super local. Um, I don't know. It was a little cheaper than that other stand. Um, it seems more authentic, but yeah, an actual French turnip. I don't know why that's such a big deal to me, but it does seem very French. Also tried to get a little bit more strawberries. The other ones I got were very aromatic. They smelled nice, but they kind of tasted bland, which was weird. So I'm going to try these ones. I got more tapenade from a different place, but I'm really excited about that. I really enjoyed that for lunch. I got some more oranges. I think they're products of Spain. I'm not really sure. I got another baguette, which I seem to get a new fresh one every day, which is really working out for me for lunches, breakfasts, a bit for dinner. So yeah, I'm basically eating a baguette a day. All right, well, yeah, it's probably not bad. Um, but I was told today, because of the place that I went, they have several different types of baguettes. So it was suggested to me that I order how the locals order, and that's to ask for a traditionnel. So in other words, a traditional baguette, as opposed to the other types of baguettes. And of course, today I saw these eclairs, and I'm such a glutton too, because I was like, oh, I can't decide between chocolate and lemon. Maybe I should just get them both. So there's lunch and there's supper. What can you do, right? You only live once.
and I ate the lemon one, and it was fantastic. I don't know whether the chocolate one's going to survive. It's supposed to survive till at least tomorrow's lunch, maybe. And I was joking too, like, I lost weight in Spain because all the activity and all the good food, and which is contrary because I was eating all that tapas, right? Which typically isn't like super healthy if you eat it all the time. Um, but again, the activity and the fact that you don't eat that much, right? Like you don't eat a huge pile of stuff. Um, and but in France, I can't resist buying the pastries every day. I have something, you know.
I wish I could quit you.
Uh, so can you do? But I did get out for a little culture. I'm standing in front of the Palais des Papes, um, but you probably can't see it from here. I'm going to have to show you some daytime photos. But I did go up on top of the hill, very top of the hill, to go to the church, the big church, which is Notre Dame des Dons d'Avignon. And it houses not only some really cool, ceilings and architecture and that, but there's some of those popes we talked about who lived in Avignon. Some of them are buried in there. But it's really interesting too because again, you probably can't see it, but it looks huge. It looks really, really big. And the thing about the churches in Europe, in particular the cathedrals, is that many of them, I've talked about this in the past, where many of them like look really fancy from the outside, and then you go inside, they're not so fancy, and then some are not so fancy on the outside, and then you go inside, they're fancy. But the other thing is sometimes they look so huge from the outside, and then you go inside, and it's like, this isn't that big. I mean, it's big, but it's not that big. Whereas others, it's the opposite. It's like, oh, I didn't realize how big this was. Look at how huge this is, And a lot of that has to do with like how they use the space and what they open up to the public, and that, and whether or not you can see upstairs or go upstairs, and that kind of thing. But yeah, this one seems a little like I thought it. Like I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, that was a really big church. But then I went inside and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's big, but not like huge. Um, but on second glance, I don't think it looks like a huge, huge cathedral. And of course, why would it when you're standing next to this thing, which is absolutely enormous? That's the Palais de Pape is way bigger. Like it looks huge, and then it's huge. Like you got to stand right beside it before you really realize just how big it is, and all that. So yeah, it was a fun day. Not much going on. Um, I am still having the internet issues, and unfortunately, it's come to a head. So uh, I've booked a new place, and I'm going to be moving on Monday because it just I got to get the work done, and it's a bit of an expensive lesson to learn, but yeah, I should have probably inquired about how good the internet is because yeah, this day and age I kind of expect it, especially in Europe. But I mean, you can't tell, right? You got to ask. But yeah. So, and that's the number one thing when you're remotely working, you have to get your job done. And if I can't get my job done, then I got to go home, really. And I can, it works, it's fine. But everything's really slow and it's taken a while, and I can't risk that anymore. But what's more important is it was getting in my head, right? Like it was upsetting me. I didn't know what to say. I hate complaining. I really hate complaining. And like going to someone and saying, hey, can you do anything about the internet? Hey, I know we talked about this before, but any new, you know, solutions and stuff? And you know, I was walking, actually, I think it was yesterday, I was walking back and I just had this epiphany. I was like, you know what? Wow, this is taking up too much of your head space. This is really like, it's going to be expensive to buy another place or whatever, but like, you got to do it because, I mean, you got to stop this, right? Like, you're, you're distracted. A lot of the time is focused on that, plus everything's slow because of the slow internet. So just find a new place, and that's what I did today. So I'll show you guys the apartment because it is really, really cool. And then I guess I could show you a new apartment on Monday or after Monday. So anyway, that's been my day. Eventful, not so eventful, depending on the perspective. So that said, I hope everyone's doing well. It's warming up over here. I hope it's warming up over there. But if not, maybe you should think about traveling places, going on your own adventure. Just, check the internet first. Anyway, I'm so glad you guys have been able to come on these adventures. It really means a lot. When I wake up and I see all those comments on my videos, I really appreciate that. Please keep them coming. Likes and subscribes. Oh, also love those too. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon. À demain. Au revoir. Good night, everyone.